Have you ever woken up in a cold sweat after dreaming about worms crawling beneath your skin, slithering through soil, or worse, emerging from your body? It's a disturbing image, one that lingers long after you've opened your eyes. But what if these squirming creatures were more than just nightmare fuel? What if they carried a deeper message about your inner world, one that touches on transformation, decay, and the cycle of renewal? Throughout history, dreams have been interpreted as divine messages, inner reflections, or echoes of our subconscious. From Freud's cigar-laden symbolism to Carl Jung's archetypes, we've long believed that what haunts us in sleep often reveals what hides in our waking lives. And worms, though unsettling, may be trying to tell you something important. In many cultures and spiritual traditions, worms are linked to both life and death. They live in the soil, feeding on decay, helping turn death into new life. It's no wonder that in dreams, worms can carry conflicting meanings, symbols of deep personal change, but also of something rotting away, emotionally or spiritually. To dream of worms might not mean disaster, but it does invite us to look closely at what in our lives is decomposing and what might soon be reborn. Let's break it down. If you dream of worms on your skin, it could point to feelings of guilt, shame, or disgust, perhaps something in your waking life that makes you feel unclean emotionally. Are you clinging to a toxic relationship? Hiding a secret? The worms symbolize what you want to expel. If they appear in food, it might represent trust issues or betrayal. What you're feeding yourself mentally, spiritually, even socially, might be spoiled. Now, consider dreaming of worms in the earth. That's a different tone entirely. It could symbolize a time of grounded transformation. The soil is where life begins again. Perhaps you're about to embark on a major life shift, a new job, a spiritual awakening, even the painful end of a chapter. In this case, worms can be unlikely allies, reminding you that even decay has purpose. Even death, metaphorical or otherwise, leads to rebirth. Religious texts even echo this theme. In the Bible, worms often appear in the context of death and the soul's reflection, where their worm does not die, says Mark 9:48. But there's also an undercurrent of justice, cleansing, and the idea that we must confront the rot to find the light. So, what do you do after dreaming of worms? Don't panic. Reflect. Write down the details. Were you disgusted or calm? Was there soil or flesh? Transformation or disease? The emotions you feel during the dream are as important as the images themselves. Dreams are mirrors, and sometimes, the ugliest reflections are the ones we need to face the most. Next time you wake from a worm dream, ask yourself, what am I avoiding that's quietly breaking down beneath the surface, and what might blossom from its decay? What do you think your subconscious might be trying to shed or grow?